co-friendly of Australia going in the final heat of the 3. He'll go along with the defending champion, Marcel Hug. But that's all to come later in this one here. It's David Weir. Treble winner over 800, 1500, and this event, the 5,000 in 2011. As they come up to the line, it's BYCHENOK who starts in 1. The 1500-metre gold medal winner, Rawat TANA, who starts in 2. Natheniel ARKLEY of Australia goes in 3. Liu Yang of China. Tobias LOETSCHER of Switzerland. David Weir of Great Britain. Aaron Pike of the USA. Jorge MADERA of Spain. And Faisal ALRAJEHI of Kuwait.
Quite a lot of international medals in this, including Liu Yang, who won gold today in the 100 metres, and here he is in the 5,000 heats. Later on, Natheniel ARKLEY, bronze in the 4x4 at London 2012. Rawat TANA, that gutsy gold in the 1,500 metres. Very successful outing for him, and look, he's out in front already. TANA out ahead of Alexey BYCHENOK, who finished in the bronze medal position in the 200 metres and tucked right in the middle in 4th place. Liu Yang, after that success today. David Weir, all those successes down through the years. Very well placed at the moment. And he's also the reigning Commonwealth Games 1,500 metres champion after taking that in Glasgow last year. But he did not compete in the Europeans last year, or the last Worlds 2 years ago.
Well, Rawat TANA, you can't doubt him, can you? Twice he had to do it in his heats when he went through. And winning those after a rerun in his 1,500-metre heats. He won both of them. He did exactly the same thing in the final where he went out to the front, and he won that from David Weir, who finished in 2nd place. And he did it again right at the beginning this evening. He's gone out to the front. But now it's BYCHENOK who takes over the lead. And TANA has just dropped back slightly to let someone else take the advantage.
It's interesting they're doing slipstreaming in this. We didn't have a huge amount of that. Cassidy allowing himself with Cassidy to do most of the work at the front. But here, obviously, there's been an informal arrangement, as you see more regularly in the peloton of the Tour de France.
Either that or the Thai athlete has found himself at the front. We thought it was maybe a purposeful move there to be at the front, but perhaps he's found himself at the front. He thought, actually, this is not where I want it to be.
In a 5,000 metres race.
And he's moved back to be able to draft off the other boys for a little bit and save some energy for the sprint home.
He's in 3rd place at the moment, and I've got no doubt whatsoever at some point he will try and get to the front. It's currently being led out front there.
It's Weir.
By David Weir, who's out in front, along with the Chinese athlete Liu Yang.
Interesting, we don't see David Weir out the front of the line very often. He's normally tucked in the back, but the boys have forced him to go to the front here, and he's having to do some of the hard work.
It's a very different sport, this one, isn't it, with this one, because they can win at 100 metres, as you mentioned with Liu Yang, but they can go all the way up to 5,000 and 10,000 metres. It is such a competitive event across all of them, and so many of these top-class competitors compete across all of them.
We're moving out of the way now, and hitting the front for China is Liu Yang, and Liu Yang, look at that sudden burst of impetus here. But we've still got 10 laps to go, but he's shut out in front, and he's looking to split to the field immediately. And Rawat TANA is the man who's gone with them for Thailand.
Rawat TANA
BYCHENOK, and
he's gone again.
Oh, look at that from Rawat TANA. This is amazing. He's looking to decimate the field straight away. It's only the top 3 who go through. Out of the semi-final, but it's Rawat TANA who hits the front. It's Liu who's in 2nd place, and it's Weir and BYCHENOK. They're the top 4 at the moment, and the rest of them be careful that they don't get left behind, because it's only one fastest loser that will stay up. And suddenly, well, look, the speed wears down again. He's just trying to wear them out. A little bit of a dummy war, but he stayed out in front here, Rawat TANA, and I wonder if the Thai athlete is going to stay out in front. That was to burn a few people off and to get some extra energy wasted. Liu on the outside, Weir's still up there.
Liu there making him move down the home straight for on the home bend for China, and Rawat TANA coming around going, I'll see your little burst of speed and I'll one-up you.
Well, BYCHENOK is in 3rd position at the moment. Out in front, TANA remains there. Weir in 2nd position. But this, as all of a sudden, there's one athlete who's been left off the back, but the majority of them are still there. And we are now moving into the real hard stage of this race. The lactic acid will start to really burn in those arms and it is only 3 to go through in this heat, and the next fastest qualifier will advance to the final. There are some very good athletes in this who are going to miss out when it comes to making the final.
Loetscher has fallen off the back, so he's the first one to suffer, and he's still around 50, 60 metres back. Basically, they're in a good slipstream, doing their best to avoid collisions, and obviously just to allow a bit of extra space around the corner. They're staying in the second lane, 7 laps to go here, and leaving them out is Rawat TANA. Second place is David WEIR, third is BYCHENOK, fourth is ALRAJEHI of Kuwait. Also up there is BYCHENOK, Lou, PIKE of the USA, Madera of Spain. Well back at the back, Tobias LOETSCHER of Switzerland.
Rawat TANA really switching up the speed, hit and miss. Maybe trying to wear, here he goes again, just with a couple of fast pumps.
Well, WEIR's gone with him, and BYCHENOK there in third place has also gone. So there's been a quickening of the pace again. TANA has taken a quick look around, away he goes again, and then it slows. But the rest of the athletes have all gone with. So at this stage, we have 7 who are still there in contention as Rawat TANA leads us into the home straight as we come down to cross the finish line. David WEIR in second, and it's BYCHENOK there in third place for Russia as we come down to the finishing line, and we have 6 laps remaining in this men's T54 5,000 metre race.
This is really a little Tour de France-esque here with the sparring between each of the athletes, with this pace shooting up and then coming back down to a more regular speed. TANA a couple of times has punched 10 to 12 fast moves and then slowed right down just to see if anyone can go with him, I think.
Well, who would ever doubt Rawat TANA's speed? We've seen it, haven't we, many times in these shorter distances of these events. But he's out in front, he's controlling the race, he's doing as he wants to do with this race. It's now up to see whether someone is going to make a move as we head down towards 5 laps remaining in this. It is still Rawat TANA who's out in front, David WEIR who's in second place, and the rest of them are all bunched together in each other's slipstream, with BYCHENOK there in third place from Russia.
Well, we know TANA can do it from the front. We've seen that earlier this week. And to be honest, you would expect David WEIR to be able to out-sprint most of these boys if it comes down to that. So I think TANA will look to go a little bit earlier than what would normally be the case.
Well, he's learned a lot, having won silver in the 1,500 metres back in 2013 in Lyon. Absolutely fascinating, having finished second behind Marcel Hug, because remember, it was looking like the big Hug-WEIR battle in the 15, and Rawat TANA took it out, and he hit the front early on, and he stayed out there, and he's in front here at the moment. David WEIR might have learned his lesson from that. He's man-marking him at the moment, keeping him very secure in second place.
TANA looking at home on the track this evening, and why not? He's been out there so many times. He's had to run the 1,500 metres twice already.
Yep.
Well, TANA moves down as we move down towards the finishing straight. We go across, there are 4 laps remaining, so 1,600 metres of this 5,000 metres race remaining. It's currently Rawat TANA, the man who won 1,500 metres gold, who still leads out in front from David WEIR, who's in second place, BYCHENOK, who's in third, and the rest of them are all staying there right in position. Natheniel ARKLEY also in that bunch of people there as they move in with 3.5 laps remaining.
Interesting thing is that Rawat TANA does not mind now doing all the legwork in front. WEIR right behind him, coiled, waiting to bounce like a cobra, but will he get the chance to upend this man who's already very impressively won 3 races in the 1,500 metres. He won the original semi-final and the rerun, and he's leading them out here. 3 laps, 1,200 metres to go. It is TANA, then it's WEIR in second, third is BYCHENOK, fourth is ALRAJEHI, fifth is Madera, sixth is Lou, and seventh is PIKE for the United States. 3 laps to go.
Well, TANA there out in front. WEIR in second. There's been absolutely nothing in this, has there? They're not moving positions, they're staying there. At some point in the next 400 metres, someone is going to make a move, of that we can be sure. And it looks like it might just about to be happening now as TANA picks up the pace as he heads around to the far side of the track at the 200-metre mark. And David WEIR goes with him. And it is BYCHENOK who stays there in third position.
And it's TANA still looking very comfortable in front. with 900 meters to go as he hits the closing straight again. This is the area where he survived that big crash in the semi-final of the 1500. We're sticking with him. There's been no change. It's been like this 4 laps. These 7 in this order. The snake curling his way around the track, headed by the Thai, Rawat TANA, and he's looking like a really talented athlete for years to come, perhaps. He's 38 years old, very much in position.
Tana there continuously looking over his shoulder as if to say, come on, is somebody else going to do some of this work, or am I just going to have to push this field through?
I think he's got the measure of the field, hasn't he, Rawat TANA at the present time. David Weir still there, BYCHENOK in 3rd place. Just in front of us here, Tobias LOETSCHER of Switzerland has come across. At some point here, he might even be lapped. They pick the pace up, but it's Rawat TANA who leads at the present time from David Weir. BYCHENOK in 3rd place, and it is ALRAJEHI of Kuwait who's coming through in 4th place at the present time. And then after that, it is Madera as they take the bell for the final lap in this men's T54 5,000 metres, 2nd heat of 3.
We're in position for his traditional slingshot engage, coming down for the last 200 metres.
But he's got a man called Rawat TANA who's got the measure of everyone at the moment. Now can he kick on and finish over this last 250 metres? Rawat TANA out in front, David Weir in 2nd place, BYCHENOK who's going to make the move. Faisal ALRAJEHI of Kuwait is also in there in 4th place. The Chinese athlete Liu Yang, winner over 100 metres, is in 5th place. Will he make a move around the outside? It's only the first 3 who are going to go through to the final. Tana has all of a sudden put the speed on. Weir has gone with it, but it's Rawat TANA who looks like he's going to hold on from David Weir, who looks around and says, I'll take 2nd place. And coming through in 3rd, and it's the Russian Alexey BYCHENOK who takes 3rd place. There are the 3 who go through to the final. We'll then have the next fastest who advances to the final from the 3 heats. But that is a much, much quicker race. 10:50.7 from the winner there, Rawat TANA, and David Weir, 10:50.90. BYCHENOK coming in 10:51.35. They are the 3. Now, they stayed in that position pretty much for about the last half a dozen laps. They looked like they had some sort of a plan. Tana, though, he looked over his shoulder. Weir decided with about 50 metres to go, he put the pace on, but then with 20 metres to go, he looked over his shoulder, he realised he had 2nd place, and he coasted to the line.
Interesting to see Tana there. He's got a lot more metres at front running in his arms already this week. Can he back it up in the final?
Well, the way he's been performing so far, having to come back after being called back from the hotel for his 1,500 metre heat, to come back after a protest to win the 2nd time again and then win the final the following day after having less than 24 hours rest to get over it. He is an athlete indeed, and then comes into the 5,000 metres heat. 12.5 laps, but he made it look easy in the end.
Great running, great racing from this Thai athlete, and he's really coming of age. Already a champion here, already taken some very, very big victories. He'll be a very hard man to stop this week.
I wouldn't be surprised if Weir thinks he had his measure there. Tana continuing to push there as Weir looks over his shoulder, goes, I'm in the top 3 and I'm going through to the final.
This race a different beast now, the top 3 qualifying for the final, and in whatever order, it doesn't matter. So Tana wins it, 10:50.7, we're 2nd, 10:50.9, BYCHENOK in 3rd, and Faisal ALRAJEHI coming through in 4th place, 10:51.80, and that at the moment makes him the fastest loser.